Hello class, this is Scott Caruso with my week 4 reflection video for MUX1303. Built my native application, or the shell for my native application this week, and I'm going to walk you through that, talk a little bit about it and the trials and tribulations therein. The biggest thing this week wasn't so much that there were any inherent problems. It was more just having to build this application from the ground up. You may recall that I have been delivering the prototypes in Xcode format. They've been exported from Interface HD, a prototyping software. However, the files that it creates, it literally just creates a bunch of hard-coded view controllers that link to one another, which is not really very copacetic for trying to do iterative development upon them. So rather than try to mess with that nonsense there, I built it from the ground up using using Xcode and storyboards, and I'm really happy with what I've got so far. I think there are a couple features that I wish I would have had time to at least get started on this week that I didn't, and that's probably what didn't go well, was just not having the time to really work on some of the things I wanted to. For instance, the search by zip code still doesn't really work. I'll show you here. You can enter a zip code, this is a new feature that I'll talk about shortly, but you can't actually do anything with it yet. I kept a lot of the aesthetic from the last iteration of the prototype because people seem to like it. The search, again, was the big thing that changed. If you recall, I had an ugly-looking search bar up here in the top right after trying to move it around a few different places. I finally decided on a tappable link-looking thing at the bottom right that people can tap on to search by zip code. I wanted it to be there and obvious to the user, while at the same time not having it prominent, because this application is not necessarily intended for zip code search. It's intended to hit this big button right in the middle of the screen. And I think when all there is to see is that big button, you're naturally going to click on it, which will take you to the next page. As you can see, I've actually added the loading pop-up there. This is a real map that's loading real latitude and longitude data. It's static data right now. It's very easily converted to dynamic. That was one of the big things that I wanted to make sure I did this week as well, was even when I was hard coding things, making sure that the code that was supporting those things was ready to support dynamic data. So pretty much everything in here is ready to support dynamic data, even if it's being fed static data. All of this looks very similar to what you've seen already in the past. Like I said, all of these are now being dynamically, statically created. You can see here, you can click through to view the information on each one of these. It does exactly what I want to do, just replace the data up top. There's only one little bug here that I'm still trying to work out. Well, two bugs actually. When I go back, this maintains its highlight. I need to remove that. And when I go forward, it doesn't highlight the one that it's on right now, so I need to address that as well. So two little bugs, but nothing that's game-breaking. Core functionality, as you can see, is all here. Everything is being pulled in as expected. And these here, because I wanted to make sure that I took the time to create a real good external experience as well, all of these simply are not yet configured features. They prove concept, the Twitter and Facebook integration and whatnot, but they're not actually configured at this time, so I don't want to cause all sorts of problems by not having those there. So that's the application this week. That's what didn't go well. I think the American flag background and using the term MyGov as often as I possibly can helps a lot. Oh, as I'm doing this, I noticed that up here at the top it's not pulling in the name of the person like it's supposed to, so I got to go and fix that. I'll take care of that after I'm done with this video. You should see that in the final version of the application as well. I think the application really presents well, especially when you get into the functionality of the loading screen and pulling in the dynamic data. Using these native components, I really like what the loading screen is going to do for me, as I can pull in a matrix of different cool did you know facts for end users. A lot of this other stuff actually ended up being easier to code than it was to build through Interface Builder, because I didn't have to build 5 separate pages for all this information here. I simply had to build one page and push the data into that one page, which I think was a boon for me and really helped out significantly. As you can see, there's another small bug here where the text here is shifting in each one of these views, so I need to fix that as well. but overall, I'm pretty satisfied with what I've got here. The application that I've wanted to build for a while now is the application I'm building, so I'm happy with that, and that's a step in the right direction. I think I still need to do some more usability testing to really nail the aesthetic for the zip code search and not just the aesthetic, but the way users are going to interact with the zip code search. It's not perfect yet. It's getting there. But that's like one of the key areas I think I really still need to improve upon. But overall, I'm really happy with what I'm coming up with, because, like I said, it's an application I've had in mind for a while now, and to see it coming to fruition is, quite frankly, really, really cool. So that was week 3. I hope everyone else had a good week 3 as well, and I will talk to everyone again during our next class. Have a great spring break, and I will talk to you all again real soon.